Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Pattison Ave Phanatics Show. I'm your host, Tom Kelly. We are live here on a beautiful Saturday in the brand new Edge of Philly Sports Studios. With me, as always, my man Joe Marks.
What is up, Philly?
Davey Arnold.
How's everybody doing?
James Scorza.
What's going on?
Frank Finnegan is out of town, and as well as Damon Salim. But Frank might check in on the phone lines later on.
Dame's going to go teach Keith Hernandez a little lesson. So
Casa Finnegan.
Casa de Finnegan. But before that, let's get into some of the fine sponsors for the program here. David Cherry, Esquire. Everybody's heard of him now. Workman's Compensation, Motor Vehicle Accidents, Personal Injury, and Criminal Law. Go to www.cherryinjurylaw.com or give them a call at 610-565-0300. And need some work done on your house? Give my friend Sean Talmeo a call over at SMT Renovations. Sean is the owner and project manager. You get free estimates. I'm telling you, I've worked with these guys. They do phenomenal work. So give Sean Talmeo a call today at 609-602-0560. Tell them the boys over at Pattison Ave sent you. Some of the fine shows, programs on this network, and it's growing by the day. Mondays talking a little Flyers action with the Broad Street Bullies boys, as well as the Sully Squad on Monday nights. I love watching the Sully Squad. Talking Philly sports with Maddie B on Tuesdays, and you always get the fighting finals after every Phillies game with Maddie B. Does a great job with that. This past Wednesday, the Philly Press Box Radio Show boys had Kevin Riley on. Wednesdays, you got Joey Sheeran and Al Zafari on the Edge of Philly Sports Show. Birds IQ is back with my man Kyle Quinn on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Thursdays at 9 p.m. With Austin Hamill and my man Gus over there. What's that? The Fighting Third? I'm sorry.
That's the attacking
third. That's right. Sorry, boys. I'm not a huge soccer fan, full disclosure, but I know that those gentlemen know their stuff for sure. Then you get our ugly mugs every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Saturday for you Delcoians out there. Sunday morning, tomorrow, John Barchard is hopping on with the Devereaux Sports Crew. And then Lacrosse Philly and Beyond on Sundays at 9 p.m. So please check out all the great shows on the network. And before we get into the sports topic at hand, the Birds bus trip to D.C., September 25th. Lower level tickets, bus, food, drink, entertainment. Go to phillysportstrips.com. Tell them the guys at Pattison Ave and Edge of Philly sent you. Vince always does great work over there, and it's phenomenal. I can't wait. I haven't been on one yet. I'm looking forward to possibly joining that one. We'll see here in late September, going down to Boo Carson, and dodge some railings. Sure.
Don't lean on any railings.
Don't lean on any railings. But anyway, so
not please anyway.
So first off, my man Norm already checking in. We were texting morning before the show. What's up, Norm? I hope to stab you in the face later in some Call of Duty, maybe tonight. We'll see. But what's up to everybody on over at Deals on Wheels? That's Norm has been day one. That's my brother there. So thank you for always putting us on in the lobby and hanging out with us on Saturday mornings.
We appreciate it, Norm.
We absolutely do. New studio.
Thank
boys.
you, Norm.
New studio.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's
man.
awesome
very,
in here.
Very exciting. This is our first. It's our first official show here in the new studios.
Wow.
It's
impressive.
We've come a long way. Joey, James, and myself.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
With Dave and Frank and Damon and all the guys and our original Will and Rob and everybody we had on the show beforehand. It's come a long way. What's up, Sean Kilrain?
What's up, Sean? How are you?
What a win against the Mets. Absolutely. And we're going to get into
we'll get into that.
The boys are chomping at the bit to get into that. So last night feel like a playoff game to you guys?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, did it have that atmosphere? I mean, I was or yesterday. I was locked in. I was ready for Eagles preseason because everybody knows how I get. Do you know how much crap I caught?
He's giddy on preseason
for
guys.
Being too excited because it's just preseason. I'm like, whoa. I'm still tapped in with the Phils. I'm not like they're playing great baseball.
We hear you.
But it just hits different, as the kids say. It just hits different when it's Eagles football. Dave,
What?
Football in general.
Well, it's that time of
Okay.
it's that time of year. Football, baseball, everybody's excited. Just one of those things.
Pretty exciting time to be a Philadelphia sports fan right now.
Yeah, I mean, to say the least.
At this
Oh,
point,
yeah.
sure.
with the Sixers still, and I didn't do much show prep for the Sixers today.
I was waiting for it though. I was like,
Anybody
he's gonna
else?
go Sixers.
Anybody else catch Damon on with the Cuz yesterday?
I did
Yes.
not.
No, I didn't
Yeah.
see it.
Yes.
Oh yeah, because the Cuz's mindset is you have to. I guess I'll just start with this. Fuge, what's up, Fuge?
Fuge. I heard you were on Marks and Reese yesterday on Fuge. That's pretty
Nice,
cool.
Nice. Yeah, we always hear all our brethren out there when they call in for sure. But the Damon called in
Yeah.
because Cuz was like, I love Maxey, but you got to trade him if you have the opportunity to get Durant.
I
Which
agree.
this conversation popped up on our show a month ago.
Yeah,
Right.
well,
Right.
a little more than a month ago
Right.
with Frank,
And it got it like heated in a good way. where
yeah,
everybody was fiery on their stances, and much like Gargano was saying, who is a friend of the show, by the way, my buddy. He was saying he understands, and I understand. I do not want to lose Maxey. I don't.
Right.
But if you
No.
have the opportunity to get one of the best players on planet Earth,
You gotta do what you gotta do.
and again, we've talked about this window of time, and
Yep.
the window of time, unfortunately, like when Allen Iverson came here, the window of time was Allen's. It was all on his window. But it's not the same with Maxey because you have a 7'2" monster at center that you're following his timeline. And everybody says, oh, well, how can you say it's 3 to 5 years? We all know the injuries that the big man sustains, and we all know what he's gone through in his short career here so far. So if you have an opportunity to pair Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Joel Embiid together, just spacing on the floor is going to be insane.
I mean, I said this when we brought this up the last time, is that, there's a selection of players that I would trade Maxey for. Just a small selection.
Right.
Kevin being one of them.
Kevin being one of them.
Okay.
But there's a small selection. So
Morning, Anthony.
I wouldn't do something like, like a secondary player.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Somebody that can still do some good with 20 or 30 points.
It's got to be a top.
It's
player.
got to be a guy that
Yeah,
can be a
top five,
finisher, a
absolutely.
killer,
Yep.
killer.
And Kevin Durant would be that guy.
Right. and here's the thing that you have to kind of keep in mind. And a lot of people, I heard this with a lot of people is, okay, Kevin's at the end of his career. Aren't you worried about injuries? You give up a young guy like Maxey to get a guy who's, yeah, I get that. But you got to understand, in the East, you just have to get into the tournament. And
Right.
I get what people say, well, if you don't get the first place, the first seed, you ain't going to do much. Okay, hold up.
Not all the time.
That's not always the case. I mean, the Boston Celtics, they were a top seed and got knocked off. I mean,
This is true.
I'm not going to sit here and start, debating the semantics of where you are placed in the East once you're in the tournament.
Right.
Kevin Durant pays dividends in that said tournament.
Mhm.
That's where you need it. And,
So with
you pair him with a guy like James and a guy like Embiid, you're taking pressure off of all three of those people because then neither one of them has to take it all on their
Right.
own.
So
Right.
if we get those three, is what you're saying is can we say goodbye to the second round and maybe get to the third round? That's what I'm trying to say.
Look, Sean Kilran just checked
wouldn't that
in.
be
No
nice?
more second round exits.
That's what I'm saying.
he's-
No more second round
I
exits. right?
You
would-
have to go in now, I think.
I see. Here's the thing. I've said this before. You either put your chips all in or you just walk away from the table.
Right.
Right.
And-
Absolutely.
And that's the way that's where we're at right now. And it's not, and I've said this countless times, I'm not always on board with this window of 3 years for Embiid because I feel like he's just a beast. Like he may not be the same player after 3 years, but I still feel like he can play.
well, yeah. He
But
would still be a
he won't-
top tier talent.
Right, but he won't be like MVP caliber in 3 years. But because he's just big men wear down.
Right.
Like
Right.
that's just an inevitability.
That's more where I draw the window from than
right.
you know.
I mean, look at Shaquille O'Neal's career. Shaquille O'Neal would probably go down as one of the most dominant big men, that played the game. Like one of. And towards the end of his career, even though like when he went to the Heat, he got a chip. Like he was a shell of himself when he was in the Heat. And when you look at him when he was with the Magic or when he was with the Lakers, and then you look at him with the Heat, the performance and the production you got out of him wasn't the same.
The like Orlando Shaq was a freak of nature.
Orlando Shaq didn't have as much as he did in LA.
Right, but you're talking Neon Badeau and Blue Chips.
Well,
that like
he had Penny Hardaway in
raw,
Orlando. I mean, come on.
Raw talent.
And
then LA Shaq was a little wiser, had a lot more around,
a lot more talent,
didn't have to do as much.
That's right.
Miami Heat Shaq was on the tail end of his career.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of chased the ring to team up with Dwayne Wade. Don't blame him.
You don't
have as much as Kobe.
You go from Blue Chips to Shazam.
Here's my question.
Well played.
If we were to get these guys and everything worked out, can Doc still put us over the top? I don't know.
So wait, here's another thing when it comes to Kevin Durant too. I understand what a lot of people are saying. But there is also a lot of buzz about Boston being interested, and how Danny Ainge is. Now think about this.
He's a snake.
He's not there yet. He's not there anymore.
Okay. Well,
it's the old coach that's there now.
Wait, who's that?
It's the guy who was.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Danny Ainge isn't there anymore.
Right. That's right. Good call, Troy. I forgot about that. You're right. You're right.
The former coach is now the new general manager.
Stevenson.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway,
correct.
If KD goes to Boston, you got big problems on your hands. Because Brooklyn was a ticking time bomb. They were never really going to do anything. Boston's a totally different.
Yeah.
It's a totally different team. It's a totally different run organization.
Mm-hmm.
This is twofold. If you bring Kevin Durant here, you stop him from going to a direct competitor,
right?
And you're fortifying your team. I mean, are you going to lose probably Maxey, Tobias, and Thibault, and a pick maybe?
That's the other thing too. When you have to get Durant, I think the one thing that's going to be a little steep is that you got to get rid of the young talent like the Thibauts of the world and the Maxies. But the other thing too, they probably want to look for like another piece, like a big piece, like a Joel Embiid, and you probably have to trade the whole farm to get.
That's what Sean Marks has said. That's
True.
what he first called Morey with when this came down, and cousin Marks, you need to stop. Like don't put a bad name on that last name, please.
Put some respect on my name.
Please.
Yeah.
But don't give Marks a bad name. So
no, never.
But
you mean Johnny Marks, or
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
So what's up, Pat?
What's up, Pat?
Deborah,
what's up, Gobbler? What's up, baby?
Yeah, that was the original plan. That was the original offer. It was Joel Embiid, and I think it was like a bench piece and a first round pick for. Kevin
If you have
Durant.
to trade an arm and a leg to get him, it's not worth it.
Well,
you don't think so?
I don't know, man. It's a little steep if you ask me.
Okay.
Here's my feeling. In negotiation, you have to shoot high and aim low. Like you have to shoot high and say, okay, listen, we want Joel Embiid. They don't really want Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
They just have to make it seem like they're serious about what the negotiations are. But the problem is Morey hung up on him and said, "You gotta be kidding me." Like,
Well, maybe
trying
if
to
the
build
other guy
around
was still
this
here,
guy.
maybe
I don't blame Morey for hanging up. Though.
Right.
No, not at all.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, like they basically the Boston Celtics are offering Jaylen Brown, I think it's Marcus Smart and like somebody else.
Mhm.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I
It's
mean,
just like if you,
Jaylen Brown's no
Look,
scrub. He can
but I'm just saying, but they already got to the finals.
Mhm.
Like with the Nets, like if they want to trade Durant, and they probably want like big assets, in my honest opinion.
Dave, how about that Ben update?
Oh,
I heard.
Ben.
I heard
Yeah, I
the
wonder
other
what's
day
happening.
I've taken
wonder
a break
what
with
he's
Ben for a
doing
while.
now.
in their group
Yeah,
text
yeah.
with Game 4. Did you hear about this?
I heard. I did.
Ben, did you
Is
hear
the
about
Ben
this, Joey?
reports
No.
The
Just leave
group.
it
They had a
aside.
group. They had a group text, and before
All the
game
Nets players?
before
Yes.
Game 4,
Yeah.
Kevin Durant basically texting the group text, "Hey Ben, we need you. Are you going to be there tonight?" And Ben
I said-
Simmons removed himself from the group text.
Took himself out of
Oh
the group
my
text.
God.
Didn't
altogether.
answer and removed
I did
himself
hear
from the
that.
group text.
So that partly doesn't shock me. He runs from any hard situation.
He's at the Bon Jovi song. He's a runaway.
Well,
I hate that song.
Oh,
though. It's been a
man.
minute.
wow. But I
You
mean,
don't like that song?
No.
there's a reason why Durant wants out. There's a reason why like that ship is sinking, and it's interesting because I think it was on the Cuz show the other day.
Mhm.
Andrew brought up. He's like, "What are they gonna do with Ben? They got to build around." Not our problem anymore. I don't care.
Hey,
Not our
buddy.
problem anymore.
That is
So that's a net problem. That's not a Sixer problem.
correct.
So, I mean, now to get back to your question about the Celtics and possibly getting KD, I'd tell you the one thing that would scare me about that the most. Tatum's already a dynamic player.
Yep.
You put him with underneath the Kevin
Can you
Durant
imagine?
learning tree.
That would be
I'm
scary, Joey.
terrifying.
Scary.
It's terrifying.
Scary. Very
Let me ask
terrifying.
you a question. If you could somehow make the Durant deal without moving Maxey, do you do it without thinking?
Yeah, but how would you do it? Though? That's the
I don't.
question.
I'm
Yeah,
just,
that's
it's,
like, how
it's
do
so
you
hard.
think about it?
it's all
Uh,
hypothetical.
You can't.
Would you do it? Would I be able to hold on to Joel Embiid and Maxey to get KD? Yeah, I would do it.
Would you trade Harden straight up for KD?
Well, I don't know if they would trade to get him back. That just seems
That's
senseless.
what I don't understand. If,
But,
Right.
if KD comes here and he played with Harden in Brooklyn, what's the? I mean,
well, because
what's the
Harden and
difference?
him are friends.
Right.
They don't like Kyrie. I said that
Okay.
from the
Yeah,
onset.
he
that was
did.
about
Yeah, he
Kyrie.
did.
Then, okay.
I said Kyrie is a cancer wherever he goes. Cleveland, he called LeBron, please come help me. Please come help me. He went to Boston, and I heard it from Tom and Will and everybody. Oh, they got the Tatum and Brown and Kyrie. They're going to kill it. And they failed.
Yeah,
And they
it
failed
seems- He
miserably.
seems like a cancer.
And then he goes to the Nets, and it's the same thing again. We got Kyrie and KD and James, and they're
Yep.
going to do it. And they failed.
Oh, they might have done it
After
if Ben
after the
came
Bo-
back,
after
it
the
might have been a
Boston
different story, but
after the Boston extravaganza, I mean, like the guy can score,
he's good. He's a
Right,
good
but
player.
he's a head case.
Look, I am not saying he can't play. It's like Claude Giroux. I know he's got talent. He's just a knucklehead.
Right.
And so I don't take his skill away as much as I can't trust the man as a team player.
Right.
Exactly.
And Kyrie's not a team player. I mean, he's just a selfish person. He just wants what Kyrie wants, nothing else.
Hmm.
And
Can we
that
say that the same thing about KD?
no,
You can't?
no,
Okay.
because if he was such a selfish person, then why would he go to teams and say, I won't take as many shots.
Didn't
It's
KD
still
just
your
say,
team.
Didn't KD just say trade me? I want to be out.
No. But when he was with Golden State, what did
Okay.
he do?
Well,
He distributed the ball.
Oh,
He didn't say, hey, I don't care. I don't care if this is Golden State. This is my team now.
okay.
He respected what
Look
was
at me.
there.
I'm the captain.
That's fair.
And so
Okay.
when he goes to Brooklyn,
Mhm.
he's like, all right, look, I want certain things.
But now he knows the situation in Brooklyn, and he's like, well, trade me. I don't want to be here anymore.
Well, you know why? Because you have a Ben Simmons person who just sits there and goes, I don't know whether I want to wear fur or alligator skin to the game tonight.
Like, yeah, it looked like Gumby like the one time.
Gumby.
Ben Simmons. I am it's weird in this city with Carson Wentz and Ben Simmons and things like this. And I mean, if there wasn't a bigger, fan on the Carson train than me when he first came around.
This is true. You were. Yes, you were.
I love Ben too.
I was a Ben. I'm still a Ben guy.
Well, it's
don't know how
something about this city weeds out people that cannot handle pressure.
Markel Fultz.
Soft people don't belong in this
it-
city.
and like over recently, even more so than 20 years ago,
Mhm.
25 years ago.
Mhm.
It's this city in and of itself. The people that are on your screen right now, the people that are watching this screen right now, the other shows on the network, the guys who hold, the fans who hold these players accountable.
Mhm.
It's like they weed out the people who don't have the heart to play sports in this city.
You know, they just celebrated the 40th anniversary of the 1980 Phillies.
Yes, they did.
And
Yes, they did.
and Pete Rose was allowed to come
God.
back. Now he was a bonehead, but there was one thing he said that was very true,
Typical Pete.
which is that he played his heart out in Philly. He wanted to come to Philly. He didn't have to come to Philly. He wanted to come to Philly because of what the fans expect. He said, "You these people pay hard money to come watch us play. Why aren't I going to run through a wall? And when you don't run through a wall, they should be upset." And so, he's done a lot of crazy things. He's said a lot of crazy things, but that was something that's very truthful.
Well, he said he loved the Philly fans.
Yeah,
That was the big thing.
and that was a big reason why he came here. And that's the other thing. If you think about it, that's why Bryce Harper came here.
Yep.
He said that on many occasions.
Well,
and
that and a lot of money.
that will help.
Yeah, money
That
does
will help.
talk.
That will help. That will help.
Speaking of Bryce Harper, guys, he's going to play for the Team USA in
Yeah, I
2023.
saw
You guys
that.
remember
In the world, World
Baseball
Classic.
Classic,
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
But I mean, the rumor is right now that Bryce is
What's this
on
deal?
schedule to return in early September.
Did he get the pins out of his thumb already?
He did.
Okay.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
That was-
Nice.
And he's doing on-field training to get his to get the grip
But
right.
I
with
did
his
hear
hand.
something the other day. I don't know if this is true or not, but he was throwing. He said the elbow was hurting a little bit. So
Yeah,
don't
I did
know.
hear that.
Well, that's going to tense up because it's been like not warmed up. Like he hasn't
Right.
been
I get it.
working
Right.
with it
I'm
because
sure.
of the thumb.
Right.
So I mean, that's going to have to loosen up. It's kind of like anything else.
Mm.
Now there was something that was said that this is something, the elbow that is something that once the off season hits, he might be able to do more extensive treatment
Okay.
that could maybe avoid the surgical route,
Okay.
which I think Bryce will do just because the surgical route would be Tommy John.
So, Joey, my question is, if Bryce does come back, and we're saying that he is, everybody things are going that direction, does that leave Derek Carr out of the loop?
That's a great question.
It is a great
I'm
question.
That
just-
is a
I'm
great
just I'm just
question.
asking.
Like,
Yeah.
like who you replace him? Like, who's going to replace?
So
Like-
at this point, I would say yes.
Okay.
Just because if you're weighing who Bryce Harper is and who Derek Hall is, and nothing
Mhm.
against
I
Derek
mean,
Hall.
it's we got that. But I'm saying, but last night Derek Hall just didn't have it.
Yeah,
yeah.
I said this on the final last
I'm just
night. Is
saying.
that Derek's got to work on? He's a Jason Worth type of hitter. If it's not flat and straight, he can't hit it.
Mhm.
And usually, every time Jason Worth got a fastball that was flat and straight, he hit it out of the ballpark.
Oh yeah, well, yeah.
But Derek Hall is kind of one and the same in that way. But you got to be a more. I actually have to give Bryson Stott a lot of credit because he's worked on his game where when he's down, 2 strikes, he lengthens out his stride, and he basically said he hesitates to do that because he doesn't feel like he can get enough on it.
Right.
And every time he does it, he hits it out of the
Well,
ballpark.
kid surprised me last night. He went 3 for 4. I got to give him that. And they put him in the leadoff spot, which I wasn't a fan of at first. Oh, it's one game. I get it. And you're gonna do it again. We'll see what happens.
Hey, I've been saying this. Me and Matty B have both been saying this. Schwarber is a great hitter, but he's not a leadoff guy.
I've been saying that.
No.
I've been saying that for months.
You know, the other thing I could say about it too is the same thing with the Schwarber thing. I think the one thing that is probably that could be that to see what Bryson Stott is put him in that leadoff spot. I think that's the one thing I can say is that like you don't know what you have until you can try it out.
Where would you want to put Schwarber at if he's not in the leadoff
I
spot?
put him at least 4 or 5.
Well,
Well,
5.
that'll
yeah.
depend on
Because then you're gonna get RBIs out of him all day.
Oh,
If he's
yeah.
gonna do that.
Actually, I will put him in the probably second hole, maybe right behind Harper and Castellanos.
Segura is your 2-hole. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, that's
Segura
true
is your
too.
2-hole.
See,
I mean, but-
I would do Stott. I would play around with this and do Stott, Segura, Schwarber,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can.
When Harper
go-
comes back, then you put him in the 3-hole.
Well, Harper
Well,
gets-
yeah, but you got to understand too is that Segura, you can move Segura around,
Mhm.
and he's just getting his bat back together. Let's
Right.
let's give him a little bit of time.
So I mean, when Harper comes back, you go Harper 3-hole, Schwarber 4, Hoskins 5.
you could.
But what about Castellanos? though?
Castellanos,
Castellanos
yeah,
6. You can put him in the 6
It's a good problem to have.
You can put.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not a bad thing. It's definitely
No,
not a
it's
bad
not.
thing.
And like that's kind of the issue right now is like the young guys, and it's a shame that Frank's not here because we talked about this in the beginning of the season and even like late last season that the farm system is just wasn't there, and
Mm,
it's kind of proven differently right now. And it's a good problem to have, like you
Right.
said.
not a bad
You
thing.
know, Bryson Stott, Alec Baum, you got Vierling, you got Derek Hall. These are all homegrown guys, and that is some talent that you can base your core on. Now you already got Schwarber and Castellanos and Harper locked for a while, so you got these core. You can hold on to them, and this is where
Thanks,
Dave.
brother.
Dave, this is where I think you hit the nail on the head a little.
Where
This is where I think Reese Hoskins finds himself out of this team.
you think so?
Yeah, because you're not going to be able to pay the man. You're going to look for a better arm, which
Mhm.
that's going to cost you money.
Okay.
And Reese is going to he's going to demand 20 million.
That's for sure.
And you're not going to give that to a guy like him because
I
he's
wouldn't.
inconsistent.
No.
So
I told you. I said before. He's hot and cold, Joe. You just never know
no,
what you're
I
gonna
get I
get.
get
You
that.
know. I mean,
I understand. And I'm
mean-
not saying
I
he's
mean,
complete.
last night would have been a huge. We could have used him huge.
I'm not saying that he's icicle now,
Right.
but I'm saying that he's not doing the way that when he was red hot, that's the guy I want to see more
Sure.
often.
I mean,
But for $20 million, I'd rather get
Mhm.
a better arm and put Derek Hall at
I mean,
first,
I,
You'd rather get a better arm than what, like a starter?
like a starting pitcher.
I was surprised. I
Hmm.
mean, I'm not saying Ranger Suarez is great or anything, but last night he hung with.
No, I do.
He hung with
yeah,
Schwarber.
I
and he
think
did really well.
I think Kyle Gibson is the problem right now. Is he's
Yeah.
inconsistent, but then you're putting a lot of pressure on Kyle Gibson and Thor. Look, Thor redeemed himself, but do I think he's a top three? No, he's like a 4 or 5 back end
all right,
rotation.
Sean. I'm going to answer your question right now. You keep Stott to lead off. Okay, that's fine. You can keep Stott to lead off. I have no problem with that. But here's my deal. It's one game, dude.
Hang on,
It's one game at the lead
Tom,
off. Chill out.
Tom,
It's one game.
I'm gonna fill you in on why
But
Dave is
but
a
I'm just
little
saying.
up in arms about.
Why he's getting fired up?
Yeah,
I'm
right
not
now?
getting fired up. I'm
why he's getting
okay.
fired up
I'm
about
just saying
Stott.
it's one game, dude. Just relax.
Last week on the show, I brought up about how well Bryson Stott was doing, and Dave hyper focused on Bryson Stott's batting average.
He was hitting 199.
Yeah, and I literally
Sorry.
said to him, and Bryson proved me right last night. I said, but Bryson has clutch hits for a guy who is a young bat. He has we wouldn't win games. Some of the games that we've won, we wouldn't have won without Bryson
Well,
Stott.
his defense is doing really well. I got to give him that. He's
That
playing
that
well.
too.
Mhm.
But you saying, okay, this guy's not a good enough player.
I didn't say he was going to play.
You said to send him back down.
Well, okay.
That's
Here we go, James.
basically
Maybe
saying
I
he's
wasn't
not a
saying
good
feel
that.
it? You feel it coming?
I feel
But
it.
I'm saying the kid, he's growing every day, and that's good. That's what you want to see. I got no problem with that. But to me, I told you, I said Didi was what at short was playing better defense than what Stott was. But Stott all of a sudden he's waking up, seeing some things.
I don't think it's all of a sudden.
You
He's
know.
been doing it for the last month and a half.
Okay.
Like this is the other thing. And again, I wish Frank were here, but Frank's saying, "Oh,
Frank,
they can't."
Joey wants you. You ready to call in?
Yeah. Get the bat phone ready. But
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.
60 games.
201.
60 games. The last 60 games for the Phillies. Frank said it like a month or two ago. This team can't continue to play 700 baseball. That's what Frank said. In the last 60 games, they have had a winning percentage of 670 and above. So this is not a team that's
Against the Marlins, against the Pirates, and
Doesn't
against the
matter.
Nationals.
It don't matter.
It's who you play. They're in front of you. I get it.
Hold up.
But you're
hold
playing teams like that.
Hold
You
up.
should be over that.
Hold up.
Absolutely.
Hold up. You know why the Mets? You see, Al brought up an excellent point on Wednesday's show, and I want to reiterate it because it's such a valid point.
Go ahead.
And that is that the Mets and the Braves, the reason why they're ahead of the Phillies is because they played the easy schedule ahead.
Okay.
And so now the Phillies get the tables
I got
turned.
you. I got you. I got
So-
you. I did some homework myself last night or this morning,
Okay.
and I saw the Mets schedule coming up. They got the Phillies, Atlanta, Phils again, Yanks, Rockies, Dodgers. But then at the end, you got the Nats, the Pirates, the Marlins, and the Chicago Cubs. They can pull that off. I think they can. Like I said, I think the Mets at the end.
Who's to say that they're not going to be trailing by that point?
You don't know. Oh, okay, that's a possibility. It could be, but I don't think it's going to happen. You're still 9.5 out as of today. You're still 9.5
right
from the Mets.
And Matty B brought up an excellent
And
point.
he's got you winning the division here in August. I mean,
I have us winning the division.
you've been saying that for
if
months.
the team plays like how they're playing right now, they can beat anybody.
And listen, I told
Are they
Gobbler.
they're better than the Dodgers.
I told
Well,
the
they're
Gobbler.
right there.
They're better than the Padres.
Yes.
Well, yeah, actually,
Yes.
it's a good segue
Yes.
because I'll tell you something about the Padres. Last night, according to MLB, Tatis is out for 80 games now.
I
See
heard
the
that yesterday.
PED.
So now this opens the door for the Padres to be one and done.
One and done. Okay.
So
So you're taking Sosa and
Soto.
It's like the Brooklyn
Soto-
Nets effect. They don't have anybody that's good.
Manny Machado's not good. You kidding me?
I mean, he's not. I mean,
Come
he's-
on, man.
I mean, come on.
Man, he's a
He's
stud.
not that exciting.
Dave's getting
he's
it
a
from
head
both
case.
ends.
He isn't really that exciting, Dave. I
mean, look,
agree with James on
Man,
that
man,
one.
I mean, no offense.
Not
I mean,
that
I
he's
was an
not a-
Orioles-
when he
I
gets
was
hot,
a
he's
Orioles
hot.
fan.
When
Not
he's
that
hot,
he's not a
he's-
great ball
he's
player.
a great
but
third baseman.
So
He's not.
I want to go back to something Dave said.
I'm glad that in that sweepstakes that we got Harper
Yes.
Okay.
for sure.
Yes.
Can this be an 07 replay? Yes, it's possible. I'm not saying it can't. Anything's possible.
I
Wait,
should
what-
just. I'm
what were
just
they,
enjoying
But
the moment.
I love
don't
how-
give a
What did
shit.
Phil 7.5 out of the Mets? They came back and they won the division.
I love how you asked the question and you kind of already know the answer. You said, "Are the Phillies better than the Dodgers?" Yes.
No, they're
But
not.
we've beaten
They're
the
not.
Dodgers in the
Doing
season
the
series.
playoffs, Joey, they're not. They're not better than the Dodgers. I'm sorry, they're not.
That we've beaten them this
We beat
season.
them 3 out of 4.
We've beaten them in this season series. Okay,
And
you
then-
just said that we're not better than you asked if we're better than the Padres. We're ahead of them in the wild card. Yes, we're better than
By
the
half a
Padres.
game. Half a game is nothing.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Still better. He's
It's
gonna
still
he's
better.
gonna hang you on the technicality.
It's
Dave.
still
You know
better.
Joey.
A half a game.
It's
Yeah.
still better.
He's
Are they?
he's
Are
gonna
they
hang-
ahead?
That means they played one half.
Are they ahead
By
of the Philly?
a half a
no,
game.
Okay,
He's got you.
It's August. Talk to me in September.
hold up.
Yeah,
And
but
so
this is the
Matty
time
B,
you
September's-
actually come out to play.
September's less than 20 days away.
I get it.
Matty
And this is
B,
when you know what you are.
Matty B. Exactly. Thank you, James.
Not
sure thing.
necessarily.
Matty B said
Oh,
something last
yeah,
night.
they got his office ready over here.
His
The
office.
ladies' room's all set up for him.
Hey, look, I'm not dogging on the
Matt,
Phillies.
waiting
Matty B basically said something an excellent point, and maybe to give you guys a little something to think about. So you got the
Wait,
Mets
let's go
series
through
now. If we do well and take this series, and then we have a 4-game series with them next weekend. After
Wait,
next
wait a minute,
weekend,
wait,
we
wait,
could
wait,
be
wait.
within 3 games of
Slow
the
your roll. You
Mets.
still got to play Cincinnati. for
Joe,
games.
Pat Bernard's
whoa,
checking
hang
in.
on.
Pat
Okay.
Bernard's checking in on the text board. I just wanted to let you know that Pat is freaking horny.
Ready?
Let's
And
go.
Let's go
Phillies.
Phillies.
Wait, you're saying that we can't beat Cincinnati? Is that?
I didn't say that. I said
I
you
thought you
still,
said you.
no. I
we're not
said
gonna
you
be
still have
Well,
to play Cincinnati.
If we can't, if we're
So
not
what?
better
They're
than the
not the
Dodgers
best
or the
team in the
Padres,
league.
we're not better than
I
Cincinnati,
didn't
I
say
guess.
that. I said
This is not
Cincinnati
Pete Rose
was
and Joey Votto in his prime. Come on.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, listen, you're the one, and to fill you in, Tom, you're the one last week that doubted if the Phillies could even make the playoffs.
I'm still there. I'm still there.
How is
You're
that
on that
possible?
end of the spectrum. Joey's saying that they're going to surpass the Mets.
Let's see.
Like a month back. So you guys are both on opposite ends of the spectrum.
Joey and I are always on opposite ends of the spectrum.
Not always,
Sometimes,
but a lot.
A lot.
Where James
I
and
was-
I find myself in the middle.
Are they playing great ball
look, I
right now?
respect his
Yes,
opinion,
they are.
but I'm
I'm not
just
saying
saying-
they're not.
Can they continue to sustain?
Can they continue this?
this level?
Time
of
will
play?
tell.
Yes.
Well, Frank said that same thing, and that's why I'm
Right,
saying
and
out of the
to your
last
point.
60 games.
To your point, yes.
Yeah, I mean, like that's the thing. I held out my point to what Frank
Wait.
was saying until I could see that for my own self.
Getting Robertson was a huge deal because he's pitching really well.
Right,
He's
and
pitching well.
and listen, you have good arms in the bullpen, and I want to bring up something you had mentioned last week too, Dave.
The one guy in the bullpen that's really surprising me is Alvarado because when they send him down,
Yeah.
and then they brought him back up, and all of a sudden he starts pitching.
Yeah.
Yep.
Out of
Well,
his mind.
that's what happens when you go
mean-
down to get your mechanics fixed.
Okay.
And so, like, here's the thing that you brought up last week, and I'll
What did I say? I don't even remember what I said yesterday, but go ahead.
Um, You said that you didn't like that we didn't have like a everyday closer.
We don't.
And I think that this, and again,
Is Sir Anthony that guy?
I'm quoting Frank. That's not how the game is played anymore.
Okay.
And if you look at what Rob Thompson is doing, he's using closer by committee in order
I
to
can see that.
solidify certain
Well,
situations.
one night it's Robertson, one night it's
Well, no, it's not.
Sir Anthony.
It's not just that. Sir Anthony. So
Yeah.
I go back to the Cardinals series, and Sir Anthony came in during the 8th inning to get Goldschmidt
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate
and
that. I know.
and Arenado and all that.
Mhm.
Now, Sir Anthony would normally come in the 9th, but Rob was like, okay, look, he's my more reliable arm. He could get these guys out. I'll put someone else in that 9th inning, but I need him for the 8th. He's got some versatility. When have we said that about the Phillies
It's been a
bullpen?
while.
That we have versatility, not ineptitude, like I've said last season.
Mhm.
We had absolute ineptitude. You had heart attack Hector.
Time out. Just slow down for a second. Your boy Serdar's back. He said the Vets are 15-3 in the last 18. He's right. He's not. I can't.
He is right.
But is that the guy you guys were fighting with last night?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You couldn't say his name. Serdar.
He was just still
whatever.
playing
Yes.
better
That's
baseball
funny.
right now.
He is the Mets
He's
troll.
the
Good
Mets
for him.
troll. Yeah.
Good for you.
I'll say Joey's back to get you again.
It's fine. I told you last
I
night,
didn't
buddy.
catch the final last.
Listen, I told you last night.
I caught it at 1 in the morning. I was watching.
Get your cup of coffee ready and get your balls out because this is going to be a long night, a long day for you.
It's gonna come down to the finish. It's gonna be a good time.
It's a
baseball.
3-horse race.
Yeah, right now it is.
And that's the thing, and that's what I was trying to say. It's like they're
still-
still in it.
But they're still 9.5 out.
So what? It doesn't matter. They can
It doesn't
still-
matter. Do you want the division or do you want the wild card? What do you want?
It doesn't matter. They can get in whatever either way.
You just want to get in.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't care if they sneak.
So after
in the-
11 years, you want to get in.
I don't.
You're in.
Yeah.
Because,
Okay.
because
I don't
if you're
care
the
if they
hot
sneak
team,
in the
it
back
doesn't
door with a
matter what
case of
that
beer.
is.
They just might.
See, there's one thing that Dave is missing.
What am I missing?
The
What-
cavalry is coming.
What's the cavalry?
Let me refer you something.
MV3.
Let me refer you something. 2 times in 2010 and 2011, they both lost to a Cinderella team, and they were wild card teams, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. That was how many
There
years
you
ago?
go, James. Look at James adjusting his seat. He's getting fired up here.
Giddy up.
Giddy up.
I've seen it before, guys. I'm just
Oh,
saying
yeah.
September can come in and God knows what they're going to do. I mean, we've seen the Nola in September. We know what that's about.
But he's a different pitcher now. They're
Why is
giving
he
him run
different?
support.
What's the
They're giving him
difference?
run support.
Okay.
They gave him 13 runs a couple days ago. Come on, man.
Okay.
We are christening this new studio.
Here we are.
Okay.
As only
Jesus.
we can. I like it. I like when you just rip each other's faces.
Look,
off.
I respect your
Thanks for
opinion,
good
Dave.
radio.
I respect yours too. I do.
But I'm just saying.
But
that-
I've
Oh,
been
just
down this
hug it
road
out
so many.
already.
I've been down this road so many times, and I've seen it before, and I'm tired of seeing it.
I
Can
get
you not-
that. And I get that.
Can you
but
not see where I'm coming with this?
Look, I understand. I've been pissed
We've-
off about it too.
We've been down
but-
this road, James, 10 times before.
Look at the Flyers. They haven't won in 47 years, and everybody still talks about it like it's yesterday.
This is true.
Wow, man. This
Like,
is
come
The,
on.
great.
the
Come on.
Flyers.
Yeah, we might have to
basically-
change your name from Cowboy Dave to Angry Dave.
Nah, I'm good. I'm
Dave
good.
Kornheiser.
I'm good. Love you
Mad
guys.
Mike.
I'm
You said
Wilpon.
Mad Mike
all
is
good.
And
disgruntled
I'm
Dave.
Wilpon, knucklehead.
I'm just.
Disgruntled Dave.
It is what it is.
Oh, and this coming from
Yeah.
Joe Bayless. over
Right.
there.
Exactly.
Joe
Joe Bayless.
Better knock it off.
I plead the fifth.
Captain's back in
I
the
reckon.
studio this week. I'll hang you out to dry. I can't see them. I can't see them catching them. I just can't.
I get that.
I can't see them. Mike
mean-
Fuchs, thank you, dude. Congrats on the new studio, EOP. That's all.
Fuchs.
Thank you,
That's
brother.
all the boss man downstairs, Mike. We got nothing to do with that.
This is true.
Look,
Boss man's out downstairs doing some paperwork. Can they catch the Braves? I can see them. I can see them surpassing the Braves.
Well, they're like 2 games back of the Braves. Something like that.
and they're still out with, and Albies hasn't returned yet.
Because the Braves won last night. So
Phils are 63 and 49. The Braves are 67 and 46.
It doesn't matter what the division is. If they can get in, they can get in either way.
and they're in wild
Three
card.
and a half. The three and a half back.
behind the
Yeah.
Braves right now.
Yeah.
So they're in the second wild card spot right now.
Right.
As currently constructed. The
Well,
Braves are in the first.
Phillies are in the second in the wild card spot, but they're only half back. The Padres are only half back.
The Padres are going to. I'm telling you right
Padres
now,
won
the
last
Padres are not going to. They're not going to be after Tatis went down. That's
Tatis
gonna
hasn't played
that's
all
gonna be
season.
good night, Irene.
What did I say to you?
Anthony Adams checks in and David A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith. Oh man,
Oh.
we're on fire here. today.
If he starts saying so disrespectful, but
I haven't watched First Take in a long time. I got to be honest.
no,
Yeah,
I
it's like-
haven't
It's
either.
been a while.
Ever since he threw my team on the bus and that turncoat did what he did, so I'm just off the Stephen A. Smith train. But
I guess he's.
Joey?
I was gonna go even further. Dave Kellerman.
uh,
Wow.
can I be neither? Can I pick neither?
Yeah, I can just be the host. I could just let
Yeah,
these talk.
yeah. But so I mean, here's my perspective is when before that trade went down, me and James met, and I
You
said
called it, Joe.
I said if Soto goes to the Padres, this is going to be dangerous.
Yep.
Um,
Felt too.
but I also said in preference, I said that's with Tatis coming back.
Yes.
And I
Well-
said because you have Tatis, you
tech-
have Soto, and then Machado, and then Josh Bell was a part of the Soto deal, and
And the
Josh
other-
Bell is really
And to
tearing it up.
piggyback what you said, Joe, is that it's like the team, like they haven't played good baseball, and I mean they lost. I think they lost 2 out of 3 to the Giants. They lost
Yeah.
2 out of 3 to the. I think they got
Yeah.
swept by the Dodgers
Mhm.
actually. And I'm like, it's like okay, maybe they don't seem to be like
TK, is there
showing a lot of poise.
is there a
Sorry.
sorry about that, James.
Oh, you're fine.
Is there a time frame when the suspension starts for Tatis?
Oh,
Do
he's
we-
done
do-
for the
do we-
year.
do-
It's
I
80
mean,
games.
It doesn't start now. Does
It
at the
starts
end of
now.
the season?
Starts now.
It starts now.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
They officially said that.
Well, I
Well-
mean, the edict came
Well,
down.
it's at 80 games. I understand that, but I'm saying when does it start? Like, does it start at the end of the season? Does it start next year? From this point on?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a 20.
Okay. That's all I was. I didn't know. That's why I was asking.
So I mean, but my point is, but
that's-
Soto still needs a contract. So now, because I believe his contract's up at the end of the year.
Is it? I wasn't sure.
So I believe, and so you have to ask yourself the question. And someone on Fox commentary when it was the Phillies game said, and I brought this up today to James,
Mhm.
is that he was like, well, clubs that have multiple people that are making $200+ million never really are successful. I'm like, really? Did you not pay attention to the New York Yankees?
This is true.
I'm like,
Yeah.
they did pretty good with Derek Jeter and Alex Rodriguez and all the other pitchers that they paid
Yep.
an absurd amount of money to. They were printing money.
Yep.
And the Padres haven't won a World Series. They haven't been back to a World Series
It's been a-
since like the 90s.
It's been a while.
And here's the other thing too. They haven't won a World Series to begin with.
Yeah.
It's like I would have thought they probably won 2 with it, either
Right.
Tony Gwynn or Trevor Hoffman.
But you would think that being the case, the fact that they haven't won, you want to talk about putting all your chips into the center of the table? That's what they did. That's what they're doing.
Brian Poyer's
Um,
not going to win the championship. though.
Matty B
That's the-
says-
I mean, the way the Phillies are doing it is actually like
Right.
more precisive.
Yeah.
Matty B says
I mean,
suspension starts
This is
now,
like the
but
Nets
Soto's
effect,
under
in my
team,
honest opinion.
team control through 2024.
Okay. So, I mean, you take your lumps now and you reload next year. And unfortunately, I mean, they got Hader, which is a great closer. They have a good
Mhm.
rotation.
Yep.
They have
Yep.
a good lineup. That
Mhm.
they're going to be a dangerous team
I
next year.
think so.
Yeah, when he comes back, they're going to be. I mean, look, I'm not saying that. I mean, look, I think the Padres are an upcoming team.
Yeah.
Are.
But the other thing too is that now since Tatis is out, it's like that shows
It,
It
does.
just- it
It,
doesn't
it
look good.
definitely does hurt. There's no doubt about it.
it,
I'm not gonna
it's
be
just
wrong.
like it's like what the Seinfeld references is not good for business and not good for anybody. And that's exactly what it is.
So
It's-
TK, is he thinking of himself doing that? What he did?
I don't know.
I
Tough
mean,
to say.
That's what I'm saying. I don't
Tough
know.
to
I mean, if they get in, if the Phillies get in, I'm all in. I don't give a shit.
Like I said, I don't care how they get in.
Step in the door and you're in
Nobody-
the.
No, really,
I get it, James, I get it.
no fan's gonna sit here and say they didn't get in this way, so I'm out.
Well, I'll tell
So
you
then
what. If
where-
they get in, the city's going to be rocking.
So
I'll tell you.
when
Yeah. For
when
the first time in 10, 11 years,
long
oh
time.
yeah.
When-
that's gonna
Playoff
be
baseball and the
in
Eagles starting
October?
up.
That's what I'm saying.
The
This place is going to
city
be
itself.
jumping.
when
and
this
Phillies?
team
Yeah.
gets into the playoffs, when this team gets into the
Joey's going to
playoffs,
have traffic at his door.
tell me about it.
Yeah, well,
So when this team gets into the playoffs,
When?
when
Oh,
Okay.
man.
when this
Man, you
team
are
gets
so
into the
confident.
playoffs,
Okay.
how far can they
That's a
go?
question.
That's what is,
Well, it
especially
depends
if there's
it depends who they-
Harper.
It depends who they play in the first round.
And here's the other thing too. Like if they make the wild card, I kind of worry about a little bit of it because
Matty B checked in, and then he
come on,
and
man.
then he goes,
They
"Oh,
played
and
good
fire
last
Howie."
night. Come on, come on.
Is he bringing Howie up?
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
Matt, get your coffee. I know it's early for you.
Man, I love you, man. But
Yeah,
come on,
Hey,
it's
dude.
early.
Matty B is up at this time of the day. We're like shocked.
Yeah, what a shock,
listen.
right?
Well, I asked him to check in. I asked him to listen and check. But Matt, I know it's early. Get a cup of coffee. Relax. Howie's not. I mean, I know you dreamed about Howie last night, but it's okay. It's okay. We're gonna go. We're gonna get you through it. We're
Speaking
gonna
of
get you
Howie,
through it.
maybe we could transition into those Philadelphia Eagles, seeing as if there was
A
a
game last
preseason
night.
game last
Yeah.
night.
I caught bits and pieces of
I
it.
was going to say you were out
I
last
was
night.
at the
so-
yes, I saw
right,
it.
right.
Bring it.
What are your takeaways, James, from last night? What did you see that excited you, and what did you see that you're like, oh man, they really need work on this?
Well, here's the thing. The offense looked very solid last night. Jalen Hurts did a fantastic job. He was 6 for 6.
When he wasn't picking up his teeth on the sideline.
No, and the other thing too that I have to critique about that offensive thing, the running ability. It's like, don't do that anymore. I mean, I don't want to say don't do that anymore, but just be really careful because last night it could have been really good. Because I'll tell you another quick story that Zach Wilson ran the
Yeah.
ball last night and he torn his ACL.
Right.
Yes.
So now it's
Yeah.
like I'm glad that Hurts was fine after that play because he scored a touchdown in that play. But yeah, overall, I think that the offense looked very, very solid. Defensively, Jordan Davis is going to be a beast.
He's
I
going- he's
cannot
gonna be a
wait to see what he has.
problem.
Yeah, man.
That young man is going to be a problem.
and the player I drafted, the player I picked, Nakobe Dean, did a pretty good job
Did he
last
play?
night
Did,
too.
did he play last night?
Yeah,
Okay.
5
Yeah, well-
tackles last night.
Yeah,
Did he? Okay.
Yeah,
he did.
you know, he might make me forget about all those guys that went to the Cowboys that I wanted the
Does,
Eagles to
does
draft.
this kid Huntley make the team?
Might
And he
make
had
me
16,
forget about
Yeah,
Barnes.
Huntley's a good.
16, 46,
Jabril
and a touch.
Cox and all
Huntley
those
might be a good
guys.
special
Yes.
You
teamer.
think he's gonna be good?
I think he's going to be good on special teams. I think you can
What
keep him-
person? Nakobe Dean?
No, Huntley.
no, Huntley.
Huntley.
Oh, Huntley. Okay.
I actually have to apologize to Tom.
Uh-oh.
Wait a second.
Wait
Wait a second.
That's breaking
Wait
news,
a
people.
Second.
That-
Record sound.
that is
clip
breaking news.
The person that surprised me the most last night was Kaiser White.
Really?
Wow.
Didn't I mention him to you? on
Yeah,
I did.
I
What?
did. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
So, he had an interception, and he really killed it last night. And
Yeah, he
I
did.
am thoroughly impressed with this guy.
And you know why?
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much, Joseph.
Yeah.
I told you don't sleep on this kid. He had the 8th
I
most
kn-
tackles in the
I
NFL
know.
last year.
Well, it wasn't
They-
even
they
just the
look really
tackles. I
solid.
mean, the
I-
guy got an interception.
he
How
did.
often do you get a linebacker get an interception? I mean, I know it was on Zach Wilson, but still, I'll take whatever it is.
I'm going to say
Take
it
what
right
you
now.
got, Joey.
This is, I mean, if they could keep this up, and then the one thing I love about it too is that there's not like any, like they're all mature. They are very, know what it, they are very excited about and know what it takes to win. And that's what's going to make this team better in this league. Because if you have that core guys that want to, I mean, Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown are going to be to me, like T.O. and Donovan. Before that, but hopefully it will be a better ripple effect.
Last night showed me, actually, James, that A.J. Brown
Yeah.
might be more
think he gets more
of a
touches than Devontae
decoy
Smith.
for everyone
Smith.
to open up everything
Yeah.
because Quez was getting open. Dallas Goedert was getting open.
AJ Brown's gonna get his though too.
Oh yeah,
Sure
he
he is.
will.
For
He
sure.
will. He will. Don't worry. We'll feed you. Don't worry.
You know, there's another thing I'd like about what Jalen Hurts did last night on the very first play of the game when he was like looked like he was going to go out of bounds. I was thinking, oh crap, he's going to throw it out of bounds again. But he finds Quez West. I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
There you
and
go.
I'm like, okay,
First
I
play of the
see ya.
game. First
I
play.
see you.
First play of the game. Play action. That's
Yeah.
what I like.
You know, it's
Yeah,
funny.
He's gonna
Yeah,
like,
man.
he's gonna have a much better chance at success running off a play action.
Yes, absolutely.
I have
You know,
Especially if the defense can respect the run.
I have
That's
a
going to
different
be the big
scenario
thing.
for you,
Right.
Joey. You
and
said
with
last
that
night,
O line,
but
they
it's cool.
should.
Yeah.
I have a different scenario for you. What you said last night, Joey, and I kind of understand where you're going with it. But I'm going to go different. I'm going to go a different route. Last night you said that Minshew might go to the Jets because
Yeah, because it's, Wilson's
Okay,
injured.
right. Well, I had a different route for that. I was thinking Jimmy G might go to the Jets
Hmm.
because it's a possibility.
Just
saying.
That
Yo,
could
did,
possibly happen.
I seen news the other day. Kaepernick to the Browns. Is that?
Nah, that was
No,
that
that's
was-
a
that
rumor.
was-
just-
That's a
okay.
rumor.
Wasn't
But I'm
that?
saying,
Cat-
I
Kaepernick-
didn't have the time to
could you
fact
see-
check it.
could
I
you
was
see
at
Jimmy
work.
G going to the Jets?
I
could.
mean, I could.
absolutely.
Although, like I said last night, Howie already has an in with the front office in the
Okay.
New York Jets.
Okay.
So there's a rapport. And you know, we did trade them a quarterback last year.
Yeah,
So, you know, we could
Well, isn't their backup Flock already?
Yes.
Yeah, he was
Yes,
standing
it
on the
is. Yeah.
sidelines,
Yeah.
not dressed. So
Joey F going back. Yeah, but he can't last the full season. So
No,
I'm saying, if you get Jimmy G, you got a shot. you know?
and like I said last night, I mean, like, you know, Matt said that it would be Minshew for a second round. And I'm like, no, you got him over the barrel. You take the first rounder. You don't go and be kind. You take their heart. You go,
there's no chance they're trading a first round pick
well,
for the Gardner.
I would tell you this. I would give them Minshew and I'd throw in Rager. and like, okay, we'll take a second round.
Rager might have found the home at like the fourth wide receiver spot on this team.
I'm still not
Can
sure.
we all be? Can we all
Returning,
agree?
returning
Pascal had a better night than Rager.
Oh yeah, I didn't-
Pascal, I have his numbers right here. Actually, he had 2 catches for 41.
Can we all agree that Jay Joel is
Yeah,
officially
Hurts is
done
good.
here?
Hurts is good.
No, JJ.
Jay Joel is
Jay Joel is
yeah,
done.
and
He's
the
done.
one thing
Umbrella Man.
I saw last night.
That's what Sean said too.
One thing I saw last night, James, is remember Tyron Jackson that I brought up last week about from Coastal Carolina that they moved
Yeah.
to the tight ends. They moved them back to defense, which I was happy about because that was his original position. They were just trying to get him to fit on the team, and I guess like there's, you got Stoll, you got Jay Jaw, you got Goddard, you got Richard
Not
Rodgers.
anymore after last night. He looked horrible
Wait a
last
minute,
night.
Guys, I hate to bring this up, but Joey Sheeran, I got a little something to say to you, my friend. Why are you betting on preseason football? Am I dreaming here? Why? For what reason? That's so stupid.
It's football.
I get it, but it's preseason. It means
Hey,
nothing.
man.
I'm with Dave on this one. It was just like,
Come on, it's
So
preseason.
what?
It means nothing.
He was getting the itch. He scratched it.
And he lost. So
yeah, it's like what Dave would say. If you have to
happens, it
take the
happens.
piss, take the piss.
Joey, I love you, but why? I don't get it.
What was the dame saying, Tom?
Norm. Minshew is greater than Hurts. Minshew mania. Believe in the stats.
Oh, come on.
Believe in this stuff. Come on, Nord.
Norm, I love it.
You're better than that, Norm.
Go
You're
fix-
better than that.
Go fix a carburetor. Will you get out of the lobby? And
Just imagine-
your work?
Let
You're
me
better than that.
Let me ask you something, Norm. Does the mustache go to Washington? Because I think they're not too pleased with the guy that used to be here.
No, because they have Sam Howell.
Correct.
So
And
I-
Heineke.
Heineke's are their backup.
yeah, but Sam Howell's the future, or the present, depending on Sharman Wentz's health. So we'll see. I mean, I still feel like Sam Howell will be the starting quarterback by the end of the
Will
year.
we see Wentz in the preseason, guys?
Well, they play today. I don't know if it's on TV, but I would like to see what he looks like.
Yeah, I would like. Yeah, can't hurt.
Just to see what. Like,
I could tell you what he
his
looks like.
flaws in
He's
the game.
full of bubble wrap.
He said, James, sometimes you piss on your feet.
that's not.
Oh
That's,
my god!
Oh my
that's
God,
cold.
Sheeran, is that you controlling the edge of Philly, or is that out
just-
downstairs?
I'm just teasing, Joe. Relax.
Sam
Sam is the future.
Okay.
Sam is the future.
Sam is the future.
Come on, Norm. You don't want to see Carson Wentz
Come on, Norm. Carson, man.
You're not on the LTBB.
not run out of bounds for the next 17
Well,
weeks?
you understand what field he's
18
playing
weeks.
on too, Tom. He doesn't have to run out of bounds in order to get hurt.
No, just stand under the railings. of the
Yeah,
stadium.
exactly. He could be coming out of the tunnel and the railings collapse
out.
underneath
It's
him.
out.
Hey, man. Take a piss. Don't be.
Thank you.
just take-
Thank you.
you won't get any on you. Just piss.
Love you, Dave.
Don't hit your feet.
Oh, Dave, that was such a classic line.
I wish I had the.
I
sound
mean,
for that.
You got to take a piss. You take a piss. You won't piss on yourself.
So let me ask the question because
Poppy
I
did
know
that for years.
I know there are a lot of doubters, and I know it's a short sample size. But were you impressed with the possibilities of growth from Jalen Hurts from what you saw last night?
I didn't see much. I can't say.
Impressed
see.
isn't the word I use.
I saw him take a shot. That's all I saw.
Intrigued
Okay.
is the word that I would use.
Okay.
It's intriguing to me because he didn't do anything that knocked my socks off. I
Mhm.
mean, 6 for 6, 80 yards, touchdown. Great. He was, I mean,
Did he throw a long ball at all?
28 yards.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not
I mean, it's like medium.
okay.
I need to see more. It is too small of a sample size, but it's promising.
Is it a start?
It's intriguing.
It's
It's
a
a start.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, for me, 28 yards. I mean, I don't know if this league, especially the way that defenses play more safe than not, that you're going to be seeing 40, 50-yard bombs. And
When you
it's
have
not that
when
he
you have
doesn't.
AJ Brown, you better be throwing bombs. I mean, that's what he's
Well,
about, right?
I mean, here's the thing. Do you need to with a guy who's a physical specimen like
He's
AJ
a
Brown is?
50-50 ball specialist.
I'm
He's
sorry,
No,
not-
I
yeah,
get
but
that.
he's good- he's,
But
you know,
you usually use those 50-50 ball specialists in the red zone.
red zone, correct. Which
Right, so
means,
you're not gonna-
throwing 50
50
yards,
yards,
40
right,
yards.
right.
You're throwing 15 to 25 yards.
Right. And for him, you could throw a 15-yard out, and he's so physically, he's so
I agree,
physical.
Sean.
He can actually make his own inroads when he gets the ball and goes. I think the guy that's actually going to have to be patient with this is going to be Smith.
I was just going to go with that. I was just going to go there with you.
He's
Yeah.
got to be patient because look, Hurts is going to give Hurts is going to give a lot of people opportunities,
Mhm.
but it's a good problem to have. You have a lot of different people that want the ball. The problem is you got to keep your divas in line,
Sure.
and that's going to be Jalen Hurts' biggest challenge is to keep your old best friend and your new best friend happy. And that is going to be the biggest
That's tough
biggest
sometimes, Joe.
issue.
It's
Yeah,
tough
I
sometimes. Yeah,
understand.
it's hard.
There was another little surprise. Well, there was two other little surprises. Cam Jurgens.
Cam Jurgens.
Boy, am I happy that Jason Kelsey saw this guy as a steal because he is an animal.
Yeah, unless he's going against Jordan Davis in practice.
Well,
the video of him going against, I'll describe it.
Is that
for
who
you.
that was? I didn't know.
That
was
the
your- okay,
video.
got
The
it.
video of him going against Davis in practice. Literally, Jordan Davis was moving him wherever he wanted him to go, all over the field. He was trying to plant his feet, and he couldn't. He just couldn't stop.
to be fair, it's Jordan Davis and Cam Jurgens. It's like Rey Mysterio and Big Show. It's
It really is.
It's like
It's a good
okay,
analogy.
it's like okay, go that way.
Good,
So
good scenario there.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Greg
But
Khali,
last
but okay.
last night against other
Great
competition,
compare- Way to compare that, Joe.
Cam Jurgens looked good.
yes,
Really did.
and another person who got late reps as a running back was Kenneth.
Gainwell.
Kenny,
No,
Kennedy
agree,
Brooks.
Kenneth
Kennedy
Garnett or Garrett
Brooks.
Kennedy Brooks.
Kennedy
Oh, okay.
Brooks.
This is a guy that I mean, he looked pretty good, and his high school stats were absurd. 7,600 plus yards rushing, 96 touchdowns, and he played high school in Texas.
Hmm.
So that's competitive. And I'm like, he had almost 100 touchdowns in high school.
That's pretty impressive.
I'm like,
But it is high school,
"Holy-
but it's pretty impressive.
that in Texas.
That's what I'm saying. It's-
Right.
it's
If he
impressive.
did it in Iowa,
Right,
I'd understand.
Right.
But like it's in Texas.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's not nothing. But this kid, I think, could make the practice squad and then possibly even see the light of day towards the
Hey.
end of the season. I'm
Good luck to him.
I'll be keeping my eye out for him, but this Sinet, he needs to go. I'm trying to understand why they didn't have Carson Strong in there. I really was, from
What-
Matty Boy's.
But Strong didn't play last
Yeah,
night.
Matty Boy's checking in right now. I don't want to hear how good of a camp Sinet is having anymore. Carson Strong will be the backup after they trade.
You said
Then
Carson
Strong will be the starter.
Oh,
Yeah,
week
week
9.
There it is. There it is.
Oh,
There's
my
that
God.
absurdity. There's that absurdity.
That's a Matty B comment.
Wow, that escalated quickly.
That's why you need to be put in the bathroom. That's exactly the reason. That's exactly the
Matt.
comment.
Matt, there will not be any Eagles finals from you. I'll tell you that.
Damn right.
Stick to the Phillies final,
Stick
Matty
to the
B.
Phil's final, man.
Well, you'll be hearing him from the bathroom going.
Oh my God.
His name's on his office. It's right
Yeah,
there.
Yeah,
seriously.
we're absolutely putting your name on the
Yeah,
list.
with that comment. I mean,
100%.
listen, it's not bad enough we went through one bad experience with the Carson. You really want to go through another? I mean,
Jesus.
I'm just saying, a guy with bad knees who's named Carson. Where have I heard that story before? So there it is.
There it is.
It looked to me last night, at least from, again, small sample size, first preseason game, that not live tackling in practice doesn't seem to be affecting them too much.
No.
Well, the only thing I did see last night, though, was the very ending of the game. Special teams was not very good on that last.
No, it
that last,
wasn't.
Yeah, someone missed
drive
an
by the
assignment.
Jets.
Neither
Well-
was the defense.
Well,
Well, here's the other thing too: is that
Is that coaching or is that just?
At first, I was a little bit.
I don't think
ticked
it's
off.
coaching.
No.
I think it's just. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Good.
I don't think it's coaching.
No.
I think it has to do with this. It's only
Well, guys trying
it's
to make the
only
team. Though, you know what I'm
August.
saying? These
Only
guys,
August 12th.
but these
you
guys
know?
trying to make the team. So my point
Well,
being is,
and the other thing too is
Yeah,
that
and maybe sometimes you're reaching when you're trying to make
this
the
is
team,
true.
and
You're
you're
trying
not,
too hard.
yeah, you're not you're not on autopilot. You're
Right.
you're reaching too much.
I can see that.
Yeah, and the other thing too is that I think the players that were on that team, like from the fourth quarter, like last 2 minutes, they're not even going to be here by Monday. So it's like
Yeah.
not even, it's not like
Nah,
it's not
unfortunately,
like it
they'll
was
be
like
bussing tables at Chicky and Pizza.
yeah, or actually they'll be like serving food at you.
Reno Mahe,
I will say that
Hey,
turning kicks on Sundays.
Kurt
and
Warner was at Acme doing bags.
I will say this is that the
special teams
depth
flew last night.
in this
Yeah, that's
team,
true, Sean.
the depth on this team is amazing.
It's real.
It's amazing.
It's real for sure.
Because that you have the offensive line who has depth.
Okay.
You have the defensive line that has depth.
Might be
the
as-
linebackers.
The
that
D
have-
line might be as deep as it's been in 20 years.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I would 100% agree with that because, like you said, Jordan Davis just I mean I don't know what superlatives I can't say.
Guy's a mountain.
Lunch truck.
I mean, you ever try to move a Mack truck when it's not in neutral? That's what Jordan Davis is. I mean, that's basically it.
He's literally going to be taking two guys into the backfield
I'm almost
every
gonna.
week.
But so this is my issue though,
Tyron Smith.
and I'm not entirely sure. Was Fletcher Cox even playing last night?
Yeah, he had
For a
some
little
snaps.
bit.
He had a
Not
couple.
a lot, though.
Didn't see him on the field.
Yeah, he played.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
he was there for a couple.
Like I said, I
couple
like I
series.
said,
When
I
you
missed a
have-
lot of it.
when you have Jordan Davis and Fletch out there, Fletch has got to get in if Jordan's going to theme two guys.
Now,
mean,
I was sitting at the bar last night as the game was starting, and they were talking about like, yeah, first 2 quarters for Hurts. I'm like, if you see Hurts past the second series, Nick Sirianni needs to be drug tested.
well, I will say this.
Honestly, how many did he go one series? Did he go
One
two?
series.
Just
Yeah, he won one series. That was the touchdown.
You
After that,
you go back to Nick Sirianni's antics with the rock paper scissors to the Dallas t-shirt fiasco to the flower to painting with watercolors. I don't know, but last night when Hurts got hit,
Oh man, that was.
I
that,
That's
think-
what you want to
that
see.
was a shot.
I think
though.
Sirianni came out of his skin.
And he
Blew a
was-
gas,
yeah.
yeah.
Like,
As you should. That's
And-
your starting
He was
quarterback.
not
And-
happy ever.
and I'm like, he's yelling at the refs, he's yelling at the coach on the other sideline
I think the F word came out there.
a
somewhere.
couple times.
Yeah.
And-
I'm
and-
saying.
And
number one and
literally,
number 3.
I've said, okay, Now I am starting to like this guy
Yep.
because that's exactly how any one of us would have reacted. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
F and BS.
Yeah.
In the words of Duke, this is an exhibition. It's an exhibition.
Yes.
And I mean,
You lose, you finish.
here's my feeling about like the hit and just if Jalen popping back up, that's a sign that he's saying, I'm not going to be intimidated. And so Jordan Mailata, first off, between Jordan Mailata and Jordan Davis, I think you need two buffets.
Yes.
Because
just for the Jordans.
just for them.
Yep.
It's like okay,
They're big dudes.
because Jordan Mailata goes over to the guy
Oh yeah.
and has some words. I don't care who you are. You walk over to that guy, walks over to you.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah, exactly right.
He's
Your
like a
pitch goes
bouncer.
But I like to your point, Joey. I loved the fire that Sirianni brought when that happened, which
Yes.
you would expect. I haven't
Yes.
seen
Well,
somebody
just-
that
that's
angry
just-
since James flipped out that they didn't go for Johnny Hodge.
Well, Ross
Yeah, right.
Ross Tucker, your boy James,
That's
came
quarter-
up with
that's
a
quarterback,
nickname
man.
last night for Mailata and Dickerson. The Broad Street Bouncers.
I like it.
I like that.
I like it a lot.
Broad Street Bouncers.
I mean, look at that.
Interesting.
That O line is stacked with large,
Yes.
smelly men,
Yes.
and they're going to be pushing people around all year long.
I'm
it's
telling
gonna
you
be
now,
fun.
folks, like if you got steaks, if you got cows, they're going to the NovaCare Center.
Oh, it's going to be great.
And steaks and weights, baby. Steaks and weights.
You know, one of my questions was, does the Kelsey injury worry you? Like, is this timeline or surgery on his timeline? Not if Cam Jurgens shows up and plays like he did
Yeah.
yesterday. Now, again, it's the first
Yeah,
I
it's
know,
the Jets
because
and
I
it's-
get
yeah.
yelled at. I get yelled at by everybody. Like people at the bar last night because I'm doing Eagles chants and stuff, and they're like, "Dude, it's the first preseason game." I was like, "Dude, pay your tab and get out."
Pretty much.
You know,
Shit or get off the pot. Like if you're
in
in a bar during an Eagles game, shit or get off the pot. You either join the chant, or you move on.
It's preseason, guys. Relax. It's fine.
right, exactly right.
Okay, what is everybody's take now that we're talking about etiquette for fandom?
Not a game.
What is
not a
your-
game,
what-
preseason?
What is your take on the wave?
I hate the
Uh,
wave.
The wave.
I can't stand the wave. I think it's the
I-
dumbest thing in the
I
What
world.
are we
wasn't
in third grade?
Yeah.
No,
If I'm in fifth grade, maybe.
that-
Yeah.
that-
I remember going to like
this-
Pat Croce. I
Right,
feel
if I'm in
great
fifth
show
grade, I can.
This was a big thing on the telecast last night.
I
in the
was
second
listening
because
half.
it's a
Wave?
preseason game and there's nothing else to talk.
Wait,
Okay.
Wait, they did a wave in the Eagles game?
I was
Yes,
just-
last
the
night.
other thing
Why?
I liked about it, like
The
Merrill was-
commentators got in on it.
Are you serious?
Actually,
Yeah.
I was listening to Merrill.
Wow.
There was like one thing I said when Merrill was like doing
Oh
his
my
rave,
God, Matty B wrote, "I
and he was
love
doing
it.
the
Wave
I was like,
Howie
"You don't even give a
goodbye."
crap."
Typical Matty B
I
answer.
love it.
I love it.
love
I
it.
love it. Wave.
You know what? His hatred for Howie, you can. It's almost
It's
permeates
unbelievable.
the air. You can
Yeah.
almost taste it.
I mean,
I can't count on
honestly, I've said this.
Wait, they did
countless-
a wave at an Eagles game?
Yes.
Why?
It started in the middle of the third quarter, and Ross Tucker's like, "Look, dude, they have the wave going," and Tucker and the
What
other
is it?
guy was like,
It was started by security to see who falls over so they can escort him out.
You know, I like Merrill's call. Like when he was doing his
"I
promo
would have
for the-
lost."
promo for it, he didn't even give a shit. He was like a cucumber. Cool as a cucumber. He was like, "There's a timeout on the field, blankety blank." He's like, and everyone's doing the wave. He don't even give a shit. And until Mike Quick brought it up, and Merrill's like, "Okay."
Look, I have nothing against the wave.
I
You
think
know,
it's a
that's
little pointless in my opinion.
It's stupid.
it's like I get it. It was cool.
It's cool. You're 5 or 6.
Yeah, a bunch of years ago, and but
Look, I'm the wave. Cool.
you know, it's
Listen, if I have a $20 beer in my
Here's
hand, I'm not lifting my arms up over my
Yeah,
waist.
because if you're
Here's
going
the
with the
thing.
guy behind you.
here's the thing. If this is week 1, you're not getting a wave. It's the first preseason game. Everybody and their grandmother gets the tickets that the regular season people don't want. So you have a bunch of kids
I'm not
in
sitting
there.
behind
You have
you.
a bunch of people who usually don't go to the game. So
I don't go to games
yeah,
anyway,
they're
regardless.
probably starting the wave. When it comes game 1 regular season and Joe scores, it can tell you. Everybody's locked in. And everybody's been in the parking lot for hours beforehand. Nobody's standing up and doing the wave.
I will say
And
this.
to piggyback what you said about the Eagles shed, there was like back when we were going back. a
Frank
few years
Finnegan checks in. He hates
Go,
the
Frank.
friggin' wave.
ago- I hate the
There he is.
There will be Eagles.
Where
shed
you
just
been,
to
Casa
shed
Frank?
Eagles-
Good morning,
Eagles
Frank.
shed. More than Frank.
Yes.
I
So,
mean,
Yeah, the wave
that's.
is just like I said. I'm not. a
I
fan.
mean, here's my feeling. Again, I go back to if I have a beer in my hand, which 9 out of 10 times that's going to be the case,
I'm not
and
sitting
I
behind
paid
you.
and I paid $20 for that beer, I'm not lifting that.
not
that
in the
on,
third quarter, you won't, because they stopped serving it. What? At the end.
in
It's
the
the
third
third.
quarter.
Okay.
Well,
So
at
then
that
you'll be
point,
good. Then you'll be good.
at that point, I'm double fisting because I'm getting a second one before the fourth quarter starts.
There
Smart
you go.
man, you are.
Yeah,
Jesus. So then you're not waving. You're
Frank-
just holding
No.
up beers.
I'm
Frank's
just
sleeping
sitting there and going like this.
Frank's sleeping off last night, guys. I guess he had a long night.
Well,
Casa de Finnegan. Little partied a little
Little
too
party
hard.
there, Frank.
I mean, and here's just my take on what this. I mean, last night's game, just by hearing alone, like with the fans and on the TV, man, that sounded loud.
Did it?
Yeah.
It sounded loud down
Couldn't tell
there,
you.
and I'm like, this is just the preseason. Like, I take that, like the audience, the crowd that's in there. I'm like, it's just a preseason
Yeah, well,
game.
Did you
but-
hear?
The
like,
fan, the fans,
Well,
the fans already impressed AJ Brown in the open
Yes.
practice. He went really Philly, 30,000 fans at a practice.
Uh,
You're damn right.
yeah.
You know the
I
one
just
thing I
think,
liked about it.
I think people are just happy. Sorry, dude.
No, you're fine.
I think
Frank was
I,
celebrating the Phils win.
I think people are just happy football's back. That's a
You know,
Absolutely.
You know what I liked about it too is that when there was a penalty, I think it was a pass interference call. It just sounded like it was a regular season game. Wait, this is only preseason.
Hey, I'm thinking Pattison Ave or Edge of Philly fantasy football this year. You know, we'll see what guys on the other shows want to do. But I'd be interested
I
in doing
heard something
like
that came up. Yeah, not too
unless
long
I'm
ago.
like late to this party and it's
I
already
think
been
I think
talked
it was
about.
to talk about.
I'm late to the
yeah,
party.
yeah, I
Well,
think
I'm
so.
in. Whoever's running that, I'm in.
But I
I
mean,
don't know.
my feeling is going into this game, and then even with the looming season, now you got this team isn't going to be back home for another 5 weeks, so that
Yeah.
place is going to be on fire when that happens.
It's been
So
quiet for a while.
sorry, Minnesota. That's just going to be your funeral, and don't have your bus come down Broad Street. Believe me, that didn't work out well for you in
Same
the
number,
playoffs.
Yeah, it didn't
Frank.
work
If you
out
want
the
to call
first
in,
time.
it's the
TK,
same
not to
number.
get off topic or anything, but Joe Burrows did I hear something about him?
What about him?
He's hurt or something? Or
I think he had his appendix.
is that's what it was? His
Okay,
appendix. That's,
okay.
yes. That's
Did
what
he
I heard,
play last
yes.
night?
I don't think so. No.
Oh, okay. Because I think they got
No.
torched last night.
Yeah, I don't know the whole story, but I heard his appendix is out.
Oh,
Or he has
okay.
appendix out. So I don't know if he'll be there week.
Yeah,
one or not.
Frank, please
I don't know.
chime in.
Yeah, same number, Frank.
But I mean, this gives. So I'm getting way ahead of the
Okay,
horse.
I'll reach out to Sharon then now.
Uh,
Sharon's running the EOP league.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
I'm getting way ahead of myself, but with my location and the sports in this city and the teams, you got a possible parade
So, wait a minute.
in November,
Time out.
early November.
In week one, time out before you go all there. In week one, they're at Detroit. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay, and then they come home from Minnesota.
yes.
Monday
Hold
night.
on, boys.
That's a Monday night.
Monday night.
Phone lines
wow,
are
that's
ringing, ding,
amazing.
ding. Phone
Oh,
lines
boy.
phone lines are ringing, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Frank Finnegan.
Good morning, guys.
How are you?
Morning.
What's up, Frank?
I slept late today. I got 9 hours sleep last night, which is unbelievable for me.
Look at you.
My goodness.
Yeah,
You woke up
I
with your
was
back
celebrating-
hurt and you were sleeping so long.
I was celebrating the Phils win. I couldn't get reception for the Eagles game last night, but I recorded it at home.
Okay.
So I'm going to rewatch the game when I go home. So I didn't get to see
when do we
the,
get you back in
Eagles game.
studio every week? When are you done up at Casa de Finnegan?
Well, I mean, we spend our money for this place, so we come up every
Hell
weekend.
yeah, absolutely.
Makes sense.
Hey, Frank, what's
So-
your impressions of the Phillies?
Before you say that, Frank,
Uh,
Joey misses you so badly.
Oh yeah,
I miss Joey. I miss all you guys. I miss not being there. You guys are so much fun. My impression of the Phillies is, and I can't believe I'm going to say this,
I can't wait to hear it.
Uh-oh.
The Phillies are going to the World Series.
My God. Really?
Holy moly.
welcome
Yeah.
to the dark side.
Frank, what the hell were you drinking last night?
No, I'm telling you, I
Too
feel
much,
the
too
same
much
way
crown,
about
Frank.
the Phillies.
What's going on here?
Wow.
I feel the same way about the Phillies as I felt about the Eagles the day Carson Wentz tore his ACL. I put a bet in Vegas for them to win the Super Bowl, and I won the bet.
Wow. Is that what you used to pay for Casa de Finnegan?
Yeah. I spent it all here.
There you go.
No,
that makes sense.
Look. I mean, you look at the Phillies, and you look what Roberts has done. He's 20 games over 500 since Joe Girardi was fired. Now, if you're Joe Girardi, how do you put that on a resume?
I would leave it off.
You omit that.
I
from
would
your
leave
resume.
that off. I probably.
So Frank, real quick,
You know,
before you go there,
I
Frank,
mean,
real quick, are they
you,
going
you,
to take
you,
the
you have the same team. You
Time
have
out,
the same team that Roberts had the same team that you had, except for a couple different players.
Yeah.
And they're 20 games over 500.
Yeah.
They just beat probably the best team, or at least the second best team in the National League, with their best pitcher on the second best pitcher on the mound.
Mm-hmm.
And Suarez pitched the friggin' gem, and you still got your two aces going. I'm telling you, this team's, and they're doing this without their MVP.
The cavalry's coming, Frank.
Willie Guns. Good
cavalry's
morning. Will Lynn checks in.
The cavalry is coming.
If I'm the rest of the National League, I do not want to play this team in the playoffs. I don't want to play this team.
Especially with the ideas of how this team is getting wins right now.
It's not. They're not counting on like one guy filling in and doing something. I mean, Schwarber gets hurt the other night, and they still win last night.
Well,
are you kidding me?
And I said this last night on the final is that, when this offseason was done and you saw what this roster was, we had the moniker of Bash the Bell. So we said our offense is going to carry the day. The hell with our pitching.
Right.
So if you would have said to me then, "Oh, we're going to win a pitching duel," especially with Max Scherzer, I would have called you crazy. But
you would have been crazy.
Yes. I honestly, and I say some crazy things.
Hey, Frank. Norm,
Yes, you do.
Norm Deal said, "Would you make the same bet for the Eagles when Hurts gets sidelined?" Norm's all about Hurts going down.
It depends. Well, Norm's a commie guy, so we'll let him deal with that. so I would make that same bet if I saw how the Eagles were playing, and I got to tell you, there's a lot of bullets in that gun right now.
So
the Eagles are loaded.
So Frank, do you take the tag off of Thompson now and make him manager?
You can't.
Oh, they should have. Why can't they?
They covered that last night. They have to wait to the end of the season and actually interview. They covered this on Angelo's show. They have to wait to the end of the season and do a formal interview process, and then they can hire him as the regular manager. But he's actually up for manager of the year. So
I guess they're going to be. I guess they're going to be calling in like Tom, Dick, and Harry for the interview process.
Yeah, Tom,
did you
get an interview?
Hey, it's not Harry.
Okay. So I'm just making sure. Did you get a call and I didn't know?
Any calls to the Phillies?
Yeah. I'm serious.
I got a call. And I said I would love to be a beer salesman.
Oh God.
Now
you're not going to sell too many beers because I'm going to be drinking.
Willie Guns checks in and says Hurts can take a hit. Going to Norm's point.
Now,
and Wayne Miller said that just think we are winning with pitching and defense against excellent teams.
Yes, 20. Matty B brought this up. 33 errors under the 51 games under Girardi, 61 games under Thompson, and only 20 errors. So you know.
You remember my numbers.
No, I know. I got a number for you too, Frank. So you can go right ahead.
The Phillies right now are on pace to break their home run record as a team.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
At 221, they're already on a pace for like 228, 229 for the year. Their RBIs they're over the RBI pace that I needed.
Extra base hits too.
I can't find a stat on blown saves anywhere, but I gotta believe that they are under my 9 blown save opportunities. 9 less.
I believe you're right, but it might be we might hit just 9. Like we might.
No, they had 26. They had 20. No, they had a lot of blown saves early in the season.
Oh, okay, all right.
I mean, they're probably sitting at around 15 now.
So
something like that.
I have a stat for you, Frank. So about a month
Okay.
and a half ago, you sat in
Right.
this. You sat in the old studio. I was about to say this in this studio.
Right. Right.
And said to me that the Philadelphia Phillies cannot play 700 baseball for the rest of the season.
I did. I thought about that. I thought. Well, I mean, come on, Joe. Think about it. The way that team was, you would look at that team if you're going. They're going to play 700 baseball. You're like, you're out. You're out of your mind.
Well,
You're
I am
crazy.
out
What
of
are
my
you
mind,
smoking?
but that's beside the point. So
I know.
61. So in the last 60 games, their winning
That's
percentage is
680 baseball.
Thank you.
The six, what is it?
Yeah.
680.
680.
Joe, I actually thought about this week. I went, my God, when that came out, I said, Joe's going to kill me on this.
He already had, before you got out of bed this morning, he was already talking about that.
Yeah. No, I'm completely aware of the percentage that they're playing at. It's unbelievable the difference in this team.
Really, it really
in 60 games.
Yeah. So
in
Frank,
60 games,
Frank,
it's unbelievable.
Frank, today's pitching matchup. What do you think? DeGrom, Nola. What do you like?
Well, I mean, Nola's been pitching pretty damn good.
Well, he's 8-8 with 3.17. But go ahead.
Yeah, but he only needs 4 more wins to reach my 12.
That's true.
He only needs 4 more wins, and if he gets the 4 more wins, I'm telling you, the Phillies are going to win. Right now, I thought when I told you that, I said they'd probably win about 90 games. Well, they're on pace to win 92.
Right.
I didn't even say that. And
I technically had him at 88, to be honest with you.
And I didn't even say that in the beginning. I said 85, 86. So
I said if they hit those numbers, that I gave you, they were going to win 90 games.
But by the way,
they're not going to win the division
though. See, I don't think so either.
Okay. Everyone, that's fine. That's your opinion. That's great. But in my opinion, they're going to win the division. But
well, I mean, the Mets are definitely going to have to match. They don't look like they're going to match.
All right, but so I'm going to throw David under the bus.
He always does.
Okay.
Frank,
You mean like Frank did on the Fanatic? A few months back.
So David basically said last week, and still attests to this, that the Phillies might not even make the playoffs. Frank, take it from there.
Well, he's a Cowboys fan.
Time's yours.
Oh, come on now. Don't go there.
No, yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm just being honest. I mean, I'm just seeing what I'm seeing, and I just don't. I think the Mets.
Well, you know what? Well, the Mets are going to win the division. I'm not worried about
that. And if the Padres get hot, I mean, anything's going to happen. Just saying.
Okay, guess what? Tatis is going to get suspended for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, he tested positive for a banned substance. He's done.
See, I didn't know. When the suspension started. That's what I wasn't sure about that. When I heard.
And they don't even have to worry about that. They don't even have to worry about the Padres. They have to worry about Milwaukee, and Milwaukee is fading fast.
They're 2 games behind.
The Phillies schedule compared to who's left in the wild card race, the Phillies have the easiest schedule by far, and Milwaukee traded away their closer, and they're the only thing they have to worry about. Because St. Louis is going to win that division.
Someone's going to have to sit me down with a bottle of whiskey and explain that to me. Why in the hell did they trade Hader?
Yeah.
Will, I knew it. Will, I knew you were going to do that.
What did he say?
Inside joke.
Oh, okay.
So I mean,
I don't know why they would trade Hader away.
Yeah,
I can't figure it out unless they looked at the landscape and went, you know what, we're not we might be able to get something for this guy that we can build for the future, because they're not quite a complete team. Just like the Phillies aren't quite a complete team, but they're playing like a juggernaut.
Yes.
You know,
they're playing. I mean, and how impressed are you with the youngsters? These homegrown kids that are coming up.
I'm telling you. Well, you can't do this without homegrown kids. You can't build a team.
You said that in the beginning, and I completely agreed with you. And
and I mean the change in Bohm, the Stott's approach at the plate is definitely changing, and give them time. And the new center fielder we have, I think they can work with that kid because he's got a good swing. It's just a little quirky.
Well, his defense is really good. I'll give you that much.
Yep.
Oh my God, he's a motor scooter in the outfield.
Mm-hmm.
He's really fast.
And he reminds me a little bit of like
he needs a haircut though.
He reminds me a little bit of like a Michael Bourne kind of player, like with the speed. But
yes.
But the thing is, he also reminds me of Michael Bourne a little bit with inconsistency at the plate. I mean, yeah. Yes. So they have to, even if they make that kid a 230 hitter, I'm okay with it. I'll live with it. 230,
Well,
240
they said
hitter.
when they traded for him, that the Angels were really tinkering with this kid's swing, and they got inside his head.
Yeah.
And he was struggling, but I mean, his approach at the plate looks pretty sound.
Yeah.
He's not swinging at crap,
right.
And I mean,
Like
I
the
love
other
your boy
guy.
Mickey, but I loved your boy Mickey, but Mickey had a hole in his swing
No,
that you just couldn't fix.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing that up, Frank. Thank you for that.
I'm sorry, but I mean, Mickey actually made this happen, so part of it.
Yeah.
So I'm not, I just think he was a product of the Clintac analytics nightmare that we suffered.
And listen, and Mickey went home, and then he got hurt.
Right.
So
Right.
he'll,
no, that was sad because he was looking in the spring. It looked like they had him fixed. But
so
but look what it's gotten us.
Yes.
Mickey being thrown in the deal got us a piece that we.
Feel free to apologize.
I think I'm not kidding you. I think the Phillies are going to wind up in the World Series.
That's a
Frank.
bold statement.
That's a hot take.
I mean, listen. I will always be a Mickey Moniak fan just because.
Of course you will.
There's family ties to that, but
yeah, sure. No, I get that, man.
But listen, I wish him all the best in California. I'm glad Marsh is here. I'm glad Thor's here. Listen, and I think Thor is going to thrive in the situations that he's being put in, and I really do, because being the third, fourth, or fifth starter, I mean, I agree with what you said that this still needs some tinkering. I said, this might be with the youth that's coming up. This might be Reese's walking papers, because in my mind, they're not going to pay him.
They're going to deal him. They're going to deal him.
They can't pay him $20 million, $20+ million.
Well, they can't. They can't pay him and Turner because Turner's coming here next year.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I keep hearing that.
He's actually voiced. Turner has actually voiced interest in the Phillies.
Yeah, he has.
Hey, Dave.
Yes, sir.
Dave, remember before the season started, I said they should go get Bellinger.
You said that. Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Look at the season Bellinger's having.
I hear you.
I've been keeping like a side eye on him. He is tearing.
I know.
The cover
he's tearing it up.
Off
he is.
The ball.
I agree. He is.
Here's my thing. If we
Playing
would have
center field too.
If we would have gotten Cody Bellinger, I would have been like, I'm roping off Broad Street now, because I don't know how the Dodgers let him walk. I mean, I could have said the same thing about Jock Peterson and other people, but still,
Cody's not going anywhere. He's staying there.
I mean, Jock Peterson is no Cody Bellinger, believe me. But I mean, the Dodgers always do this. Cody's
a clutch guy, though. Cody
Yes,
comes up big in clutch moments. He's been known for that.
But
he's a great player. I love him.
So, in Dave's words, we're not better than the Padres. We're not better than the Dodgers.
We're not.
Uh-oh.
On paper, we're not.
Okay, on paper, but last time I checked, you play the game on the field.
That's my point. And here's the evidence. Here's the proof in the pudding. If you were in this game with the Phillies last year, the way they played the game they played last night, who wins that game?
The Mets.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
But when they finished off that ninth inning the way they did, I went, "Who's going to win this game?" I would have never said that last year. I would have just gone, they just bought themselves another inning before they lose. Mm-hmm. And I don't feel that at all when the Phillies play. I don't have any feeling like that at all.
There's a different energy to this team.
Yeah.
I mean,
completely.
There's a paradigm shift that happened when Thompson took over, and I think everybody in this city felt it. Like, it was like the monkey came off our back.
They just have a it's a different kind of swag when you're watching them play. Mm-hmm. Like when a Ranger Suarez duels a guy like that. For what did he pitch? 8 innings last night? Or no, he pitched 7 innings, right?
I think
Suarez
it was 7.
pitched 7.
I think it was 7. Yeah.
It's Ranger Suarez, man. Come on.
I said that earlier in the show. I said Ranger Suarez. I was like, wow. I mean, he went toe to toe with Scherzer. You know?
And there was a gentleman from the Painted Lines that came on the Matty B's final a couple of weeks ago, and I was on, And basically, everyone was saying like Suarez is just a bullpen piece. He's not a certified starter. And I said, no, I disagree. I'm like, listen, I've seen the kid's stuff. He's just he got rattled. Early in the season, he got rattled. He was off balance. But that guy last night is the guy that I think he can be.
Yeah, but the thing about Suarez too, you got to remember, Joe, he does field his position very well.
I agree.
He fields his position very well.
But I mean, this is the thing. So the preview for tonight with Nola and DeGrom is my feeling is DeGrom got bounced around a little bit in the first
but his first outing was really good.
No, but he got hit. He got hit around a little.
Last outing was really well. He did really well.
Well, he still got the win, but he got hit around.
Okay.
So
but he was shaking the cobwebs off. That boy's throwing 102, man.
Well, yes. I mean, but it doesn't. You listen. I'll take the line from Joe Scores. That
Is this his
the
third?
throwers,
is this
not
his second
pitchers.
start back or third? I thought it was
second.
It was third.
Yep. Second. So my feeling is he's probably still shaking the cobwebs off. So this,
sure, it's just
I hope so.
If the Phillies can get on top of him early, I think they could frazzle him a little, and I think that would help Nola because that would give him run support.
Did you hear the comment that some New York fan made on Thor's Twitter?
No.
When they traded him to the Phillies. The guy said to Thor, he said, can't wait for you guys to come up to New York so we can beat the hell out of you or something like that. And he responded, can I bring your ex-wife with me?
Wow. Okay. That's the God of Thunder. That is the God of Thunder.
He said that, I went, okay, he's a Philly guy.
He wins.
Yep. That is the God. That is literally bringing the thunder from down under.
Yeah. I just have a feeling about this team that they're going to do some damage.
It's just
Frank. I hope your World Series prediction comes.
It's exciting. The New York Philadelphia is back.
They may not win it. They may not win it because there's some really, really, really good teams in the American League.
I think it might be an 09 rematch if that does happen.
That would be. I was thinking that last night. I went 09 would be awesome. An 09 rematch. I don't want to have to face that lineup. That lineup is titanic. They're just brutally big.
Hey, Frank, I'm still saying Subway Series. I'm sticking with it.
For what? World Series?
Subway Series.
For the World Series.
Yep.
You're out of your mind.
Oh, you think it's going to be Mets? You think it's going to be Mets Yankees?
I've been saying
you're out of your
months
mind.
Yep.
You're out of your mind.
You got them surpassing the Mets. You're not necessarily in your mind.
Right.
Frank's got him going to the World Series. I feel like I'm surrounded by people who are out of their mind.
I'm saying Subway Series. I've been saying it for a while.
You may be the only person that's rationally thinking.
Which is very rare for me. Thank you, I guess.
I have a story about that. I deliver 3 times a week up to Staten Island. And where I'm parked, there's these guys that work in like this entertainment company. They rent tables and chairs and bouncy things for parties. And they're always breaking each other's stones. And the one guy is a Yankee fan, the other guy's a Met fan, right? And the Met fan turns to the Yankee fan and goes, you ain't got much to talk about. He says, we're going to kick your ass in the World Series. And the Yankee fan turns around to him and says, World Series? He says, have you looked at the calendar? You're getting ready to Met, dude.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome.
I started laughing, and they know I'm a Phillies fan because I'm up there all the time. I started laughing. The guy looked at me, and he said, what are you laughing at? I went, he ain't lying.
That's awesome. Well, look, Frank, we're getting ready to wrap up, so we'll let you go here.
But, I miss you guys.
Yeah, same really here. We got your seat here for you. We're keeping it warm.
Just keep it warm, and I'll be back.
Hey, Frank, we might have to nickname you Woj because at this point, Kevin Durant and that hot take that you made a couple of months ago could come to fruition.
It's starting to look for real.
It's looking likely.
It's looking likely. We'll call it a Frank bomb.
I will give you props on that if that happens. I really will. That's possibility.
Hey, I was in lockstep with you. I hear you.
But, it's definitely a possibility. I mean, and they've been traveling together. They've been in Europe together.
Yeah.
The two of them.
Yep.
In Barcelona.
So,
absolutely.
Right.
I actually have
footage.
you do not. Really? You do not have footage.
Really?
We're all set to go here. We're going to get the starting lineups right. Clarence Shippen knocks down 2 in a row. and the Raiders lead only by 20 with 20 seconds to go. So Serrano making things happen for the Aces, and they trail only by 20.
Dave Yarno,
Dave Yarno for 3.
Technology.
Sorry, Dave, but anytime I get
the next Saturday that I do not come up to Costa Finnegan, I will definitely be in studio.
You got it, Frank. We'll be looking for you, brother.
All right, brother. Take care. Take care, guys. I love you.
You too. Love you too, Frank.
Take care.
Say it, Frank Finnegan calling in on the Joey's out of his mind
hotline.
But listen, it was an awesome show, boys.
He went one step further than me, just for the record.
Awesome show. Good to be back in the saddle. Great to be in the brand new Edge of Philly Sports Studios. Please, everybody, tune into all the phenomenal shows on our network. We're just happy to be alongside these guys. But for Joseph,
before you go there, Matty B, your office is waiting for you.
Oh, Matt. Well, yeah, we'll decorate it real nice for you. But
we'll get the Howie cutout right on the toilet
my
seat.
God, we'll get a Howie Fathead, put it on the
there
wall.
You go.
For Joe Marks, for Dave Yarnell, James Scorza, Frank Finnegan, Damon Salim, Joe Scorza, Raul Zafari downstairs. I'm Tom Kelly. This is a Pattison Ave Phanatics Show, and we're out of here.
Later.
See ya. Dave, I hope you enjoyed your video there, my friend.